At the Fly-In Cruise-In, we have an opportunity to meet a lot of interesting people. And I'm with Chet Garner. And Chet's from Marion, Indiana, and we're standing here in front of his 1931 Model A delivery van. Chet, you've been at this restoration business a long time, and this is a rare vehicle.
Yeah, a little bit. I've been restoring them since 1959, but different ones. I mean, not this one. I got this one in 66, I believe it was, 1966. And I didn't start on it for a couple of years. And then it was 1972 when we finished it and took it to Green Bay, Wisconsin. That was the first trip with it.
Well, you see, a lot of these projects come from old barns, and what's the history of this one?
Well, this one come from Lafayette several years ago, and a fellow over in Gas City by the name of Carl Pickens went down and got it. And it belonged to some grocer down there, and they used it for a delivery truck for the grocery store. Then he kept it for a while and sold it to a guy in Marion, and he drove it to high school when he was in high school, and then he went out of state or something, college, I don't know what it was, and he left it in his dad's garage. And of course he didn't drain the radiator or anything else, and the motor froze up and busted. And then a good friend of mine got it from him, and he's the one that I got it from, who was Steve Carmack. And his dad used to run Standard Oil bulk plant here in Marion. And at the time, well, he restored the chassis and everything for it, and he was looking for somebody to do the wood on it. Well, he couldn't find anybody to do the wood. I told him, I said, don't you tear all that apart, because I said take it apart in sections because somebody might want to put it back together. In the meantime, he gave up on it, and he purchased a 1930 Model A Ford Roadster, and he used the chassis out from underneath this truck for the Roadster. Well, in turn, I did the body work and the paint job on his Roadster. In turn, I got the truck, and I got the chassis out from, that was underneath the Roadster and everything. So then I proceeded a couple years later to restore it.
You've done a lot of woodwork on this car.
Well, they was only made in 1931. It was the only year that they made a wood panel truck. They started, there was 19 of them made in 1930, at the latter part of 1930. And then they made 849 in 31, and then I think there was 9 made in the first part of 32. And I've got a list at home that we know of 17 of them. But the biggest part of them is basket cases, or just a few of them that's been restored. There's a guy up in St. Paul, Minnesota, which I made part of the wood for his, and a guy over in Ohio, and then I think there's 2 out in California that's been restored. But the rest of them is all in barns, in pieces, and rotting away and everything. But that's about all of them that's left. Of course, I've added a few accessories with it. You know what I mean? It wasn't on the truck when it come out. They come out plain Jane, and I've added cow lights and of course I put a spotlight on it and wheel rims or rings, and then it's got stainless steel snap spokes on each one of the spokes on the wheels. But them was all accessories that was available at the time of the Model A. I mean, not made by Ford, but different outfits.
Chet, that engine runs so smooth. Tell us about the engine.
Well, it's a 4-cylinder, not been modified. I mean, it's 40 horse. It's had a different crankshaft put in, which is a counterbalance crankshaft, and takes some of the vibration out of the car. But outside of that, it's not been modified. It's still got all original parts and everything on it. Distributor, generator, water pumps, and all that. But it's been completely rebuilt. Of course, you've got you don't have insert bearings in the mains and rods. They're all poured and everything. But it's never given me no trouble. We've put quite a few miles on it since we redone it.
Well, Chet, it's a beautiful vehicle. You've worked really hard on this. We appreciate you bringing it out to the Fly-In Cruise-In and sharing it with us, showing us the book. And what's a guy got to do to get a ride in this vehicle?
Just get in.